storms this morning and high winds, so that overcast skies does make it a little bit difficult.
The weather, as far as that goes, I don't know what it's going to do.
In the last 2 days, it's gotten really tough. The weather change tomorrow, I think it's going to be a big deal.
The water's a little bit dirty, and it's hard to see them. Seems almost impossible, but we're going to give it everything.
You know, it's one of those deals that you got to fish the conditions, and the conditions are going to change, you know, drastically.
It's that situation where, regardless how good your practice is, you could just turn the corner and all of a sudden you just land on them.
You know, the goal is, and I'm sure it's the same with everybody, is I want to make a top 25. I want to make that last day.
The goal through the season's to get paid. I think the guys are going to throttle them.
I'm just going to, you know, wind and grind the whole time.
Fish my strengths, fish slow, fish confident, and hopefully get it pulled together.
There's only so much that we can do mentally, but every time, you know, just like everything else, I just want to lay it all out there on the field and leave here with no regrets.
It could get fun.
Thoughts overall on this tournament so far going through practice?
You know, I gave myself a good amount of practice days. This one we came down and did 5 days of practice, and really it's just because I like this lake. This lake is awesome. I mean, it's kind of a power fisherman's dream. It's a springtime, the weather's getting nice, and I live in Minnesota, and it was nice to come down here.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not feeling super confident. I did not get to spend enough time here.
Well, you know, the first few days were really, really good. The fish are pre-spawn, and at least most of them. There's some coming up on beds, but in the last 2 days, it's gotten really tough.
What do you think is going to go down on the lake tomorrow?
You know, back at home, I love to bed fish and I love to look at them on bed. Out here, the water's a little bit dirty and it's hard to see them. I mean, I have seen some up there. They're really spooky, and I'm probably gonna shy away from that and not try to catch them off bed. I'm just gonna, you know, wind and grind the whole time. I'm gonna flip and power fish and just see if we can catch them. I'm sure a lot of the ones we catch are going to be on bed. However, I'm not gonna be physically looking at them.
I think the guys are going to throttle them. And my problem is I feel like I'm trying way too hard for what they should be doing. So with the limited time I have, I think I'm missing something. That's my fear anyways.
You know, I think the weather change tomorrow, I think it's going to be a big deal. I think we're going to catch them on moving baits tomorrow. That's my whole plan. You know, it's one of those deals that you got to fish the conditions, and the conditions are going to change, you know, drastically. So, you know, tomorrow is all about moving baits, and if that doesn't work, you know, we're going to go slow down and flip a little bit, and you know, drag something around.
You know, any goals that you're going to set?
Yeah, I would say, you know, the goal is, and I'm sure it's the same with everybody, is I want to make a top 25. I want to make that last day. You know, it's not top 10 anymore, it's top 25. So we're going to shoot to get in that last day. I mean, that's absolutely the #1 goal at hand right now.
You know, the goal through the season's to get paid.
Obviously, the goal is always to win, and you know, we're going to go after a big bag tomorrow, and you know, I'm not playing small ball. I don't ever play small ball. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But, you know, we're going to go after them.
Practice was really, really inconsistent, and but here we are at the end of April. The fish want to be shallow. They want to do the spawn thing. They were dropping the lake level, and so now the lake's starting to come back up. It's starting to warm back up. We've had 3 or 4 days of sunshine. Now we've got a day of clouds and rain, so I'm really excited about what today may hold. It's that situation where, regardless how good your practice is, you could just turn the corner and all of a sudden you just land on them. So I'm really excited about today. To be honest with you, you know, my goals every time is just do everything that I can to control the things that I can control. You know, I mean, there's only so much that we can do mentally, but every time, you know, just like everything else, I just want to lay it all out there on the field and leave here with no regrets and fish with an open mind. And if I can accomplish that, usually the chips fall where they need to fall.
So the day went pretty darn good today. You know, the weather, the conditions set up kind of for moving baits, and I tried that for the first couple hours and really didn't have a whole lot of luck. Didn't have any fish until 9:30, and we kind of hit 2 flurries today, and things just went well, and we ended up with 19-13, and I think it has us tied for 5th place right now. So good day. We're obviously just a third of the way through this tournament, and got to try to back it up tomorrow, and that right now seems almost impossible, but we're going to give it everything.
How'd my day go? Slow. I went to my first couple spots, nothing. I got a couple little nibbles, but they weren't there. I thought for the first 3 hours, I thought I was going to zero. It was starting to look like I was going to zero. We continued to push around on some stuff, and then we started, we backed out of the creeks. I think where we were at, a lot of them fish had been picked on. There's a lot of boat traffic in and out of them deals, so we stepped back off and went and caught some pre-spawn fish. For tomorrow, hopefully, and I had to adjust to the conditions. Nothing was working the way I wanted to for the morning. Yeah. If I would have moved to the pre-spawn stuff and just caught a few and settled down, if I'd have done that right away, but I was not expecting to back out and do something like that, and so it took us a while to go try that. But I'm going to do my best to try to get this flipping deal hammered down and keep that flipping rod in my hand, and try to do well, try to get into check range, you know, get that going for us anyways. Hopefully it works out, I don't know.
Coming into this event, I knew it was going to be probably one bed fishing, and so I dedicated my entire practice to looking for them. Found a couple other ways to catch them, but I knew that I needed to, for the majority of my practice, look for them, and I found around 120 bed fish that were 2 pounds or better, and that was kind of my game plan going in. I did know that we were going to have some issues with that because of the weather coming in. They had storms this morning and high winds, so that overcast skies does make it a little bit difficult to catch them on a bed, but there's a lot of guys fishing the same fish, and so tomorrow I think that will be a little tougher. I do know that there was a lot of fish that couldn't be fished for simply because of the wind, so regardless, it's kind of what my game plan was. I knew I could start my mornings by throwing a jerk bait or something moving and catch them, and I think I caught a limit about the first 30 or 40 minutes of the day, and then from there on out I was just trying to find different bed fish that I could actually fish for that were out of the wind. So I was trying to find pockets that were not getting that 20-mile-an-hour south wind blowing straight into them. Little cuts and stuff were all I could fish. So I've left a majority of my fish alone, and if I can get to them tomorrow, that'll be the key.
So day one of the 2022 Toyota Series at Grand Lake. Had a pretty good day. I think ended up with 18-13. Caught a lot of the fish off beds today. I think 4 of the 5 I weighed were sight fish, so that's pretty cool. That is a really, really fun way to catch them. It gets your adrenaline flowing. So I don't really have anything tomorrow as far as, a particular bed fish or an area or something that I'm gonna go to. I've got some older waypoints and stuff from practice that I may check that have decent quality fish, but I just don't have anything, anything in my head set that I'm gonna go do. I'm just gonna go fishing, maybe do a little bit of looking. It's supposed to be really windy tomorrow, which is not conducive to the old sight fishing. So that's kind of the game plan. Just gonna go fishing tomorrow, fish my strengths, fish slow, fish confident, and hopefully get it pulled together.
BJ Miller next up on the pro side out of Adams, Nebraska, with the 5 bass limits. As always, guy knows how to catch them. 5 today, go away, 12 pounds, 13 ounces. Thank you, BJ. Appreciate it, buddy. Kyle Shooter, Forest Lake, Minnesota Pro, 5 in the bag. Came all the way from Minnesota, got a big old bag of fish. 5 today, Kyle. 19 pounds, 13 ounces. Let's see one, man. Michael Harlan. Oh, about $7 deep in Missouri. 25 for the space. Got a 400. Great bag, man. Guys on Hot Street. 5 today, Michael. 18 pounds, 13 ounces, 6th place. Let's see that 4 pounder. Same size.
The only thing that was a little trying today was the wind. It was blowing good today, I think like 17, 18 miles an hour, and your efficiency goes down a little bit when it's that windy. So I'm pitching and flipping mostly. That wind throws you off a little bit. You get that bow in your line and you just can't feel. I did have a few bites today where, you know, by the time you feel it, that wind's got your line and they spit your bait. So I think that killed my efficiency a little bit. Other than that, it was a good day.
I think the biggest challenge today was just keeping your head down and keeping going. I mean, you just don't know when it's going to happen or if it's going to happen. You just got to believe it. These conditions with it blowing so hard and the water so rough, and there's not a lot of fish up right now because I keep pulling the lake down, and you just got to keep going. So honestly, it was just constantly just reminding myself to keep grinding more than anything.
I'd like to welcome everybody to our 2022 Major League Fishing Toyota Series presented by ARE. This is stop number 2 of our Plains Division presented by Outlaw Ordnance. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Again, this is day 2. It is payday for 26th through 40th place. Our top 25 pros and co-anglers will advance to day 3. Championship Saturday, we call it. Up for grabs on the co-angler side is a brand new Phoenix 518 Pro powered by Boat. Up here, Kyle Shooter, Forest Lake, Minnesota Pro, 19-13 on day 1. Another solid day, man. 5 more today. 16 pounds, 5 ounces, up to 36.2. Let's see one. Hollywood Harlan coming up next. That'd be Michael, for those of y'all that don't know. Hollywood, for y'all that do know. At 18 pounds, 13 ounces of bass on day 1. 5 more in the bag today. Looking to go fishing one more day. 5 today, 17 pounds, 7 ounces, up to 36.4. Got you in that cut, man. Way a big fish. That's a tie. Nobody wants a tie for a big bass. Let's see a 6 pounder. I heard you had a 6. Let's see how close he was. I heard Hollywood had a 6. Let's see. Yeah, man, that's a 6. I think. I never caught one. I never caught one that big, but it is, man. A 6 pound, 1 ounce kicker, man. Good work. 6 and 1. Attaboy. I'll see you in that top 25 meeting again. Austin Culberson, Moberly, Missouri Pro, 17.5 on day 1. Another limit today. 5 in the bag. Need 9.8 to jump into that top 25 cut. We got 13 pounds even. Got you to 30 pounds, 5 ounces, making another cut. Hollywood says, bring it, man. We're going to do it. It's going to be fun. spotted bass in there that saved the day. There's your weigh ticket. Big D. Dennis Barhol. All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to our 2022 Major League Fishing Toyota Series presented by ARE. It's our Central Division presented by Outlaw Ordnance. Stop number 2 at beautiful Grand Lake. As always, the cream rises to the top. Our top 25 pros and co-anglers. We busted out of here about 6:15 this morning. This event started with 168 pros, 168 co-anglers. Here we are, Championship Saturday, 25 remaining. We got our top 25 co-anglers.
Get that fish. Oh my God, get him, get him, get him. That boy. Oh. Not big. Yeah.
She's a smart old bass.
Austin Culbertson, come see me, man. Went out boat number 18 this morning. Brought 17 pounds, 5 ounces of bass on day 1. Pumped the brakes a little bit yesterday. Brought us 13 pounds of bass. Had an event a few weeks ago, Lake of the Ozarks. How'd that one turn out for you?
Turned out pretty good for me.
Pretty good. Where'd you finish?
5th place.
5th place. So we got a 5th place at Lake of the Ozarks. And here we are with another top 25. Got to be in good shape for the Angler of the Year points.
I know a buddy of mine, he might be just ahead of me.
All right, we'll see him in just a few minutes. So 17.5 on day 1, 13 even yesterday. All we need, 14 pounds, 7 ounces. Jason Bonds just set the bar. How many bass in the bag? 4. Your dreaded 4. Good ones, though. 4 that are going to weigh 13 pounds, 2 ounces. We're up to 43.7. Corey wants to see one. 4 good ones. Wood Harlan coming up next on the pro side out of Sunrise Beach, Missouri. 18-13 on day 1, 17-3 on day 2. 5 more today, but the bar has been raised. We need another big bag. We need 18 pounds, 2 ounces, Michael, to take over the lead. Got 5. Got 15 in the bag.
I got 15.
Got 16 in the bag.
I got 16.
I'm just going to skip 17. Do we have 18-2 in the bag?
No 18.
So we're somewhere between 16 and 18-2. All over it, man. 5 in the bag. Another great bag. 16 pounds, 11 ounces. Going to 2nd place. 52 pounds, 11 ounces of Grand Lake bass, man. Getting it done wire to wire, man. Great job. That's how you get it done. Kyle Schutter, come see me. Came all the way from Forest Lake, Minnesota. Brought us 19-13 on day one, 16-5 on day two. Another great bag today, looking for 18 pounds even. He's got the limit, 16 pounds, 13 ounces, up to 52.15. Second place, I believe. There we go. One of those kickers, anchor in that big bag, went all week long. All right, man. Another great event for you, man. You got a little momentum going. So got a good practice in, and you young guys coming up. I know you guys are fanatics with the forward-facing sonar. You guys put on an absolute clinic at Lake of the Ozarks a few weeks ago. Now some things have changed. Got fish spawning. Are you still using the technology, or are we up there shallow in the dirt looking at them?
No, I'm up there shallow. That was something that Michael and I actually talked about, was trying to show that maybe we're not just guys that can use live scope. So I actually caught all of my fish but one looking at them this week.
Did you lose that fifth keeper today?
I did. It's a fish I have battled with for all 3 days. It is the biggest fish that I would have weighed in this week. And today I finally got her to bite, set the hook, got her up to the surface, and my hook bent out. And as you can see, we got some camera guys here. We've been trying to get everything this week, and they got it all. They got my misery all on camera. So,
boy, I'd like to see that footage.
Yeah, it'll be good.
All right, man. Before we let you go, anybody back home you want to say hey to?
Absolutely. I want to start by thanking Boat WrX. I just got my new Skeeter, and it absolutely handled these waves amazingly. So thank you to them for getting that thing ready so quickly right before we got here on the water. I just picked it up. So I want to thank them, thank my other sponsors, and thank the crowd we got. You guys are awesome. Thank my family and friends for all the nice text messages and calls I got.
You bet, man. Congrats to you. Great week. Man's on a hot streak. Got your way ticket right there. Huge check coming your way.
Gotta say thank you to my family holding it down. Jada's been taking care of the baby all week, and they drove down here today to come see me weigh in. And my dad's been here all week. All my buddies, Hunter, Austin, everybody else. It's been a blast hanging out with everybody this week. And I gotta say one other thing, Mark. You lied to us yesterday.
No.
It blew its butt off. It blew. And when it blows out of the west, anybody that knows Grand Lake knows when it blows out of the west, it is nasty. And you can ask my co-angler. That Camus boat is the best riding boat I have ever been in my entire life. I am not kidding you. I ran 55 to 60 miles an hour all the way back, and it was blowing hard. He's laughing the whole time saying, I can't believe that this boat rides this good. So if you're in the market for a new bass boat, go hit up Boat WrX in Osage Beach or Springfield and get in the Camus.
All right, man. Congrats to you. Great week. Huge payday coming your way. Got your way ticket.
Yeah, I definitely got to give a shout out to all my friends and family at home. They've been checking in. My wife Shelby's absolutely awesome. Packs all the food ahead of the time, so it keeps me efficient on the water. And yeah, just thanks for everybody texting and calling. I appreciate that. Also, just like Michael said, before I forget, it has been gassing out here all week, and I run a Camus as well out of Boat WrX in Springfield. Those guys hooked it up. I've been so impressed with that Camus. It chops straight through these waves. I mean, we had 2.5, 3 footers coming in yesterday, and we made it back perfect. I never put a rain gear on, didn't get a drop on me. So if you're in the market for a boat, I love a Camus. They're awesome, but just Boat WrX does a fantastic job. They're absolutely dialed, so check them out.
All right, man. Congrats to you. Great week.